I'm H, she's R. We're HR.
That is so ridiculous.
It's the truth.
We are a first-generation family farm business.
I wanted to be a part of it from the ground up, from the soil all the way to the finished product of the livestock that we sell. This sure isn't a get-rich-quick business.
At 920, we are a complete farm-to-table operation. If we could go back, the very first person we should have hired, or we should have paid money to, is a bookkeeper. And probably the very next one would have been an attorney, and then the very next one would have been a financial planner. We had employees, and then an attorney, and then a financial planner, and then a bookkeeper.
A bookkeeper came later.
Yes, and until we had our first one, we did not realize what we were missing. And before she had started, I frequently quit most financial days. The days that I needed to spend balancing the books and reconciling accounts. It didn't happen. And I just, I quit my day job on some of those days.
I was a little different. I would quit when I just would get tired or fed up, when people would just not care about being there, and my frustrations would build since I was with them on the day-to-day, and I just would get in the truck, take a breather.
Was this at the fence with the fence
Yeah.
company?
Yeah. That was probably my quitting days, my firing days of firing myself and wanting to go somewhere.
The thing about employees is
It's tough.
we're all human. We are all infallible. We all have goals. We all have things we want to do. And aligning individual goals and expectations and priorities of an individual to that of a company, to that of a small business in particular, takes a lot of effort, a lot of directing and guiding and shepherding and
Pushing.
letting go, releasing control.
Yeah.
And sometimes it works out great, and it has for us more often than not, but sometimes it doesn't either. And sometimes it is a very long, very bumpy, very uncomfortable journey.
Kind of like horse and buggy, just dun, dun.
The other thing I think we've learned, aside from finding the right people that align well with the business and the model and the approach, is finding people that work well together and
A team.
And not starkly different personalities or contrasting interests.
As cliche as it might sound, teamwork makes the dream work. And when you cannot find a team, when you cannot find people to mesh, it just does not work. When you are looking for those people, we've learned that loyalty goes a long ways. And when you have loyalty, you have success. You have buy-in. You have...
And I think the root of loyalty is shared vision.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah.
And shared purpose. Or
Involvement.
belief in that purpose. Yeah.
Involvement. And shared... When you can share the vision with them and they get it and it clicks, I think that goes a long ways.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, I look at when folks give it their all, but then they want to give more. They want to, 40 hours. I don't believe in 40 hours a week. I get 40 hours by Wednesday morning. But when we're paying folks, and we have to be mindful of that, like folks that volunteer to stay late to do this, folks that volunteer to want to pack meat late 3 days a week, to want to stay, cut meat till 5 and stay and clean up until 6:30. Like those folks show the initiative, that they're hungry, that they want to be there, that they care about the vision, they care about what we're doing. And those are the folks, for me, that, at that point, they're ready for a raise. they're ready to get there.
For me, I think the balance to that is it is about consistently showing up and performing at a level that is expected and reliable. And I think when people can become proficient in the work that they're doing regularly and they have an interest to learn, I think for us, I think it's more about learning and an openness to learn than it is about doing all of the things and being hyper efficient. It's doing what you do and doing it well, and then seeking to learn, not necessarily to do and to, which might be a slight contrast between our opinions, but I think it's consistently showing up, doing their work, and doing it with a good attitude. And one of the lessons we learned early on in our struggling days is to hire slow and fire fast. So take your time and do your research and spend time with somebody before you hire them, because it is a long-term relationship, hopefully, ideally. It will cost you significantly less money to retain an employee than to continually recruit new employees. But take your time, get to know people, allow them to get to know you, ask all the questions, give them space to ask us questions, to ask the rest of the company questions, and make your decisions wisely, calculated.
But as we well know, sometimes those decisions aren't always made correctly.
Well, you learn after the fact, yeah.
Yeah.
And then when you learn that, let them go, because the longer you drag it on, the worse it's going to be for
everybody.
So, yeah.